Hi, my name's Natalie Bonilla.
Hi, my name is Christina Gibson, and today we're going to talk about race in the United States and go over some common misconceptions that people have regarding race. So, upon my research, I found that a lot of people think that the certain skin color that you have will um, decide certain features or traits, when actually genetic traits are carried down from your parents. So this would be like your type of hair and your eye color. All of those are actually passed down through your genetics. People think if someone looks a certain way, that they are part of a certain race, and this is not the case. So, Natalie, have you ever experienced a situation where people think that someone's from a certain race just because of the way they look?
I actually have the nail salon that I go to. I've been going to the same girl for 4 years now, and she's actually become one of my really good friends. But when I used to go to nail salons before, everyone thinks that Asian people are all work at nail salons or they own nail salons. When in the reality of it is, she is mixed. She's actually from Vietnam, and her dad is white, and her mom is from Vietnam. And a lot of her coworkers are actually interraced within their own race, meaning some are from Vietnam, they may be from the Philippines, some may actually be from China. So I think that we fall into that stereotypical of everyone that works at a nail salon or that owns a nail salon is Chinese.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. There are a lot of things that go into it, like not all people with dark skin have dark eyes, not all Black people have kinky hair. These are all those stereotypes that we as a society have put into place.
I agree 100%. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how one of a myth that we agreed on is that society thinks that being a part of a race symbolizes that everyone in that race is the same. So it kind of piggybacks off what you were talking about. And what I found is that this is not necessarily true. Most variation is actually within a race, not between races. So, for example, there can be two random Mexicans. They're likely to be as genetically different as a Mexican and a Black person are. And that's really an eye opener for me. And what do you think, Christina?
Yeah, I think it's a huge eye opener for me. Before doing this research and actually digging into this stuff, I didn't realize that genetics and race were two different things.
Yeah, I agree. And a lot of that has to do with the human nature versus some animals. Like animals tend to stay in their own place, their own habitat. So they may migrate for the winter or they may hibernate for the winter, but they kind of all stay in the same area. That's why certain species are from Africa or Asia. And humans, on the other hand, we have, since the beginning of time, we've mixed with amongst each other, we've mated amongst each other, and we've migrated. So we have the ability to get up and go. If you're born and raised in um, Indonesia, you have the ability to take yourself and if you have a spouse and your children and move them to the United States or move them to the Bahamas. And that is why that goes without saying as to why it's very possible to have the same genetic differences between our own race versus someone that may be outside of our race. And these genetic differences, there are genetic differences between individuals and groups, but none of them have to do with a racial line. So I found that very eye opening because unfortunately, society kind of gives us this is what it is, when in reality, we have over time believed that certain people of a certain race have certain characteristics, when the reality of it is science proves that that's not correct.
Right. Well, I think the research that we've done has taught both of us a lot of things.
I agree. And thank you guys so much for hearing us out. This was definitely an interesting project, especially with what's going on in the current world today. So thank you very much.